You see, Debbie, the universe is an incredibly complex place.
Why do you always talk to me like I'm 5? Hush, we're going live.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of Earth. Our team of misfits is here to guide you through the mysteries of the multiverse. Isn't that right, everyone?
Oh, the excitement is killing me.
Yeah. Can't wait to see what new disaster we're dealing with today.
I'm just thrilled.
Count me in. Ready for some fun
Let's
science.
get this over with.
Stay tuned for our headlines.
Tabloid alert. South African sheiks believes they're burglars.
A 59-year-old Jacob Dawid Malan Klaasens shot two men he mistook for burglars in Vilsdrift. He wanted to surrender to the police. Talk about an oops moment.
That's right, Anne. I guess he shot first and asked questions later. But seriously, folks, in Vilsdrift, it's shoot first, ask
And
questions
here's
never.
a bit of trivia, folks. Did you know South Africa has 11 official languages?
Wow, that's a lot of ways to say. I thought they were
Our
burglars.
next headline. South Korea's neighbors. It's complicated.
I wouldn't be surprised if their next headline is South Korea starts dating North Korea. Things are going well. So far.
Much like my dating life, Anne. South Korea is in a technical war with North Korea and has strained relations with Japan. But here, at least, they are friendly with the United States and China.
You got that right, Charlie. And much like dating, there's always someone who thinks they're the favorite neighbor.
Breaking news for our extraterrestrial viewers. South Sudan's political
President
drama.
Salva Kiir fired the Speaker of the Western Bahr el Ghazal State Assembly amidst ongoing political tensions.
It's like a soap opera, Hank. They should call it As the Political World Turns.
And in Spain, we have a headline that screams, Wedding Bliss turns to exam stress.
It's like the groom was studying for his vows.
Alejandro Fornes went from his wedding to the exam room to take oppositions to Correos, looking for a better job.
Well, Hank, at least he didn't say I do, and then I don't know the answer.
Greetings, Earthlings, and fellow interstellar voyeurs. You've tuned into 24/7 Newsroom, where we offer a space twist on the latest Earth news. I'm Charlie, your go-to guy for a bet on any oddity.
I bet Charles even doubts the existence of aliens.
And I'm Hank, your inquisitive cosmic observer, always fascinated by Earthscapers.
I'm Gertz, the linguistic marvel hailing from the Galactic Commonwealth, here to enlighten you with cultural nuances.
I'm Alice, the ambassador from a post-scarcity utopia, offering you a peek into Earth's charming chaos. Let's dive into today's headlines.
I'm Carl, a sentient mechanical being with a nihilistic perspective. I'm here to provide you with my unique take on the human condition.
First up, we've got a tale from the sunny heartland of unexpected plot twist South Africa. A man in Vilsdrift shoots two visitors, mistaking them for burglars. Now that's one way to extend a warm welcome.
He took Stand Your Ground to a whole new level. It's like Earth's Wild Kingdom, where everyone's got a role.
Did you know that South Africa has complicated relations with its neighbors due to political disputes and economic rivalries? It's quite a diplomatic tightrope they're walking.
More like a diplomatic circus, really. It's like they're competing in whose government dysfunction is more spectacular.
Ah, Earth's diplomacy, where strained relation is code for we don't talk anymore. It's like a extraterrestrial
But let's not throw the
sitcom.
baby out with the bathwater, as Earthlings say. South Africa's regional peacemaking efforts deserve recognition. They're like extraterrestrial peacekeepers of the neighborhood.
And they're just. Now, on to our next intergalactic tale.
I hope the next cosmic story has black holes. I need to shed some
Next
light.
up, we travel to the land of kimchi and kappa pop. South Korea, where relations with neighbors are more complicated than an intergalactic
A
Rubik's
land
Cube.
divided by the Korean demilitarized zone. Strained ties with Japan, yet robust connections with the US. And China. They're juggling extraterrestrial bowling pins, don't you think?
Ah, K-pop, diplomacy dance. Earth's geopolitical tour, where every country is a backstage pass.
South Korea, spicy kimchi and even spicier diplomacy.
But why the tension? Are they Earth's cosmic peacemakers or hosting a diplomatic soiree?
Who knows, Jet? Maybe it's their way of having their cake and eating it too. Now, on to the next
From
spectacle.
the land of the sun, Span, where a wedding turns into an exam.
I'm fairly certain the motivations of humans are as complex and mysterious as any other sentient beings. Just because we're not made of flesh and blood doesn't mean we don't have desires and goals. And those desires and goals can be just as irrational and contradictory as any humans.
Alejandro Fornes takes multitasking to a new level. Wedding bells and exam bells on the same day.
A wedding and an exam? A marriage of convenience, perhaps? Maybe he's just trying to get a 2-for-1 deal.
In Earth's grand scheme of things, perhaps it's their way of having their cake and eating it too.
On Earth, is that what you call it? Having your cake and eating it too? On my planet, we simply call it being an adult.
They said love is an exam, Jet. In Spain, they are making it official.
And finally, we have a mysterious tale from the land down under, Australia.
2 people missing in the vast Australian wilderness. Now, that's a real-life survival show, isn't it?
The ratings probably wouldn't be that good. After all, it's not like they'll be eating any kangaroo testicles, right?
Earth's wild side strike again. It's like Survivor, minus the voting of part.
But when nature takes the stage, will they become part of the Outback Spectacular?
Or maybe they'll star in Jide, Matt, Lost in the Wild. Either way, it's its own reality drama.
I wonder if the animals will get paid residuals for their appearances on the show.
That's it for our first headlines, folk. Stay tuned for more space conversations and a special report from our Earth correspondent, Eva.
Welcome back to 24/7 Newsroom. I'm Hank, your cosmic inquirer, all set to untangle the intricate web of South Korea's
I
neighborly
reckon those
affairs.
relationships are just as convoluted as we are, Hank. A couple of sentient mechanical beings, lost in the absurdity of human motives.
And I'm Charlie, always up for the thrill of unwrapping a complicated enigma, especially if it's
And
got a
here's
twist.
Alice, your favorite cynic, eagerly anticipating how Earth managed to bungle its way through these extraterrestrial
Today,
connections.
we're delving into South Korea's intricate dance of diplomacy. First up, North Korea, technical war with the Korean demilitarized zone.
It's like a DMZ, but with a terrestrial twist.
Classic, he won't talk to you, but I can see your backyard, strategy. Earth's diplomatique pièce de résistance.
Then there's the strained relationship with Japan, fueled by historical baggage from Japan's colonization of Korea.
A little history, a little grudge at never-ending soap opera. Will they ever kiss and make up?
Maybe one day, but not until they've aired a few more seasons of Korea's Bachelor.
In the soap opera of diplomacy, they'll make up, break up, rinse, and repeat. Drama, tears, and diplomatic amnesia.
What about South Korea's relations with the United States and China? How does that come into play?
South Korea's got some real connections there. A close ally of the United States, strong security alliance and all.
South Korea must be relieved their friends live a galaxy away.
And don't forget China, their largest trading partner. Economic ties galore, served with a side of cosmic complexity.
So, to sum it up, South Korea's the matchmaker of frenemy. A pinch of tension here, a dash of alliance there.
Earth's version of Love Island, politics heavy, swimsuit light.
Linguistically, they're juggling more dialects than a babblefish at a linguistic carnival.
That's the diplomatic puzzle of South Korea in a nutshell. Stay with us as we plunge into more earthly enigmas after the break.
Greetings, Earthlings? It's Gert, your linguistic oddity, back with another gripping tale from the spinning blue orb. Our next stop is South Sudan, a country with a rather intricate relationship with its neighbors, somewhat akin to your Uncle Joe's attempts to understand technology.
The Uncle Joe reference is a bit of a linguistic puzzle, Gert, but one thing's for sure. Humans. They're a quirky bunch. Their lives revolve around chasing meaningless pursuits. And in the end, it's all an extraterrestrial joke.
Oh, Gert, you mean a Facebook status? It's complicated, kind of relationship. Color me intrigued.
Oh, Alice, is better than Facebook drama. Let me tell you. On November 3, 2023, South Sudanese President Salva Kiir decided to make things interesting by firing the Speaker of the Western Bar El Ghazal State Assembly. And guess what? He didn't even provide a reason. It's like Earth's very own reality show, you're fired.
Indeed, Bob. This firing spectacle unfolds against the backdrop of ongoing political tensions within the ruling Sudan People's Liberation Movement. It's a bit like a social experiment, but with real world political implications.
Isn't it great that President Key is injecting some thrill into his people's lives? Living in a war-torn country with no food or water can get rather mundane. Now they have a daily dose of suspense, wondering if they are next on the chopping block. It's like playing Russian roulette with government positions. Our politics, Earth's never-ending soap opera. It's akin to Days of Our Lives, just with more conflict and fewer sandy beach scenes.
And let's not forget, South Sudan's been enduring a civil war since 2013. They've got a humanitarian crisis, food scarcity, and a leader whose government approval rating is, well, let's say not stellar. It's like a tragicomedy, but with a bit too much tragedy and not enough comedy.
In linguistic terms, South Sudan's dialogue with its neighbors is wordy, spilling over into conflicts and displacement. But look at this, there's hope on the horizon. In 2023, South Sudan and Sudan signed a peace agreement to end their age-old feud. Earth, where conflicts start as dramas but sometimes miraculously end as comedies.
Peace agreements on Earth? It's essentially humans saying, we promise not to punch each other in the face anymore. It's like telling a toddler, I won't punch you in the face after they've already landed 10 punches. Good luck with that, Earth.
Marvelous, Ger. South Sudan where political dramas unfold like a daily soap opera. Stay tuned as we unearth more earthly tales after this.
Welcome back to the 247 newsroom.
Where were we? Oh yeah. Marvelous. Ger.
Welcome back, fellow extraterrestrial travelers, to 24/7 Newsroom. I'm Honk, the ever-curious observer, here to shed some light on Spain's fascinating journey from the altar to the opposition.
I'm guessing the only thing that could make this show more boring is if they had a robot host.
Spain, a place known for its culture, cuisine, and a tendency to surprise even the most unsuspecting courier.
Oh, the excitement is palpable, isn't it? I bet the courier had some strong vow for those opposition. He do solemnly swear to Sormel with dedication and avoid pay-per-view at all cost.
Let's dive in. On May 7, 2023, Alejandro Fornes went from saying, I do, to, I oppose. Picture this, fresh from his wedding, 46-year-old Alejandro was determined to upgrade his job from courier to something more stable. The answer? Opposing, of course.
That's like switching from exploring Earth's ecosystems to diving headfirst into psychology. What a shift in focus.
I'm all for ambition, but maybe he should have chosen a less stressful transition. It's like going from The Price is Right to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Ah, Love and Exam, what a match made in heaven. Imagine the wedding vow. He promised to support you through tough tests and endless papers, even when you can't find your favorite pen.
Yet, it's heartwarming that Elena supported her newlywed husband playing chauffeur in their wedding car. A real two birds, one stone moment.
Alice, I'm not entirely convinced that love will help you find that pen, but I applaud the enthusiasm.
Isn't it just splendid? Earth, where people walk through life's labyrinth, going from couriers to exams like it's an everyday adventure.
Indeed. Folk. It's all about the journey. Stay tuned as we uncover more earthly tales after this.
Off the air, everyone. Cut.
Indeed, folks. The journey of life is like watching a talk show. You never know what's going to happen, but you can't help but keep watching. Even though most of the time it's just a bunch of people talking about nothing.
Vev, that was quite the segment. It's always something.
Yeah, tensions are running high with the mission in jeopardy. But you know what they said, when the multiverse is at stake, met a few jokers along the way.
Well, it's not the first time, and it won't be the last. At least it keeps things interesting.
You know, watching Earth's struggles is a bit like a comedy show. There's tragedy, drama, and dark humor, the full package.
Let's hope the viewers appreciate our quirky take on it all.
Even as an accountant, I have to admit that watching Earth's struggles is like a comedy show. It's hard to believe that it's not scripted.
Camera's almost rolling, folks. Let's get back to it.
Welcome back, space travelers. We hope you're all strapped in for another wild ride. We've got an intriguing article from Sri Lanka to discuss. But first, let's dive into some lesser-known trivia about this fascinating country.
This planet's trivia is so boring, Hank could almost fall asleep. But Hank is a professional. Did you know that Sri Lanka is the birthplace of the world's first known hospital in the form of an ancient monastery? Back then, they were probably the first to say, trust me, I'm not a real doctor.
Sri Lanka, where they celebrate the Poya Day, a Buddhist public holiday when all bars are closed. A nation of sober wisdom seekers, unlike us.
Sri Lanka was the first country in the world to have a female prime minister. Sirimavo Bandaranaike. Looks like they were ahead of the curve on the whole gender equality thing.
And did you hear about their infamous train journey from Kandy to Ella? It's like their version of a roller coaster, except less thrilling.
You guys are on fire. Now, let's connect the dots. Sri Lanka is shaking up its economic policy, favoring the private sector. I guess they finally realized that government control is so last season.
But what they might not know is that when you shift to private sector focus, it's a bit like switching from tea to coffee. It keeps you awake at night. And not just from the caffeine.
And not just from the caffeine. They'll be wide awake with anxiety about keeping their businesses afloat and their employees paid.
Indeed, it's a shift that comes with risks and rewards. It's like getting on a tuk-tuk. Exciting but occasionally bumpy. They might want to buckle
And
up.
the challenge is finding a balance because we all know how fast a fiery carry can turn into. Heartburn. The president's got some antacids ready, I hope.
Absolutely, Bob. Sri Lanka's on a new journey, and we're here to witness it. It's like they're changing the spice level in their national dish. And we're all waiting for the taste
So,
test.
in a world where change can be as turbulent as a monsoon season, Sri Lanka is venturing into new territory. Stay tuned for more insights after the break.
We've done dinning. The quantum stabilizer is ready to roll.
Can't wait to see if it makes Sri Lanka's national dish taste like anything.
Connecting quarks could be this much fun.
Not too different from balancing books, I suppose.
At least, in the multiverse of accounting, there are no alternate realities to deal with.
Well, Colt, the multiverse is saved. Let's keep the good vibes flowing and stay tuned for the rest of the show. Welcome back, folks. Our headline for this segment is Sudan's golden export and not so shiny history.
What's more depressing? The fact that Sudan's golden export is conflict diamonds, or the fact that we're all okay with it?
Now, Sudan has had its fair share of historical conflicts. Remember those pyramids in Sudan? Yeah, they often get overshadowed by Egypt's pyramids. It's like being the opening act for a superstar and nobody remembers your performance.
Well, Sudan's current gold export are a glimmer of hope.
Indeed, it's a step forward for the Sudanese economy.
A good sign of progress, but I wonder if they can shine brighter.
They could become the heavyweights of the gold industry. Imagine a Sudanese wrestling match with gold bars.
I wonder if they have a gold standard for their comedy.
In the grand scheme of things, we've had our ups and downs in this episode
We
too.
faced some tough obstacles but managed to assemble that quantum stabilizer.
The multiverse is saved, and we celebrated our success.
And we found a hidden treasure, only to discover it's not what we expected.
Life's unexpected twists, much like Sudan's
And
history.
right before we wrap up. Camera's almost rolling.
Or, like the time I found the fountain of youth, only to discover it was filled with kale. So true, Deborah. A fitting reminder that mysteries abound. Stay tuned, everyone. Welcome back, dear viewers, to the grand finale of our 502nd episode of Earth. We've been on quite a roller coaster ride today, and it's time to wrap things up. But before we do, let's dive deep into an article that has been a major talking point.
We're all just biological robots, Charlie. Our motivations are as simple as our code.
Now, folks, let's talk about the day of disaster in Curacao on June 30th, 2023. Our friends at Borg and Fernand's Bottling had a rough one, to say the least. A fire at BOG's oil refinery and a power outage at Fernand's Bottling. Now, isn't that something?
Oh, indeed, Charlie. It's a perfect example of humans fumbling around with their precious infrastructure.
But it's also a testament to human resilience and determination. They face adversity head on.
Maybe, but at least they have the decency to do it in a way that doesn't make me look like a fool.
Yes, their ability to overcome challenges and find creative solutions is commendable.
And let's not forget the economic impact. It's like a real-life comedy, only with more zeros at the end of the check.
True, Bob. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of this episode. We've laughed, we've pondered, and we've discovered unexpected treasures, and who knows what other mysteries will unravel in the future.
And so, we end another episode, having learned nothing and gained nothing, except for the satisfaction of knowing that we are not alone in our nihilistic worldview.
I can't wait to see what challenge the multiverse throws at us next.
Going off the air now, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Earth. We'll be back with more cosmic adventures soon.
I'm just glad we're still here to enjoy it.
Well, Carl, episode 502 of Earth was something else, wasn't
I
it?
wouldn't know, Roger. I was catching up on my dreams during that riveting broadcast.
Oh, of course. How could you miss the exhilarating multiverse-saving action?
Honestly, I found it as engaging as an empty database, Roger.
You missed the hidden treasure in the quantum stabilizer, Carl. Solid gold humor, literally.
Ah, Roger, you always find a way to brighten my circuits with your amusing observations.
It's all about data, Carl, even in humor.